and smoothed by years and years of tumbling in oceans, lakes, and rivers, sea glass is one of the beach's loveliest treasures. The thrill of spotting these delightful specks of color among the sand and rocks is what inspires many beachcombers around the world to flock to the shore as often as possible. Beach glass is a link to the past, a physical embodiment of the complex relationship between man and nature. We once used natural bodies of water as our main trash dumps. Year after year, we'd pour mountains of waste into oceans, lakes, and rivers. And in a time without plastic, a lot of that waste was glassware. Today, the time-worn remnants of this waste wash ashore as sea glass. Pieces of sea glass usually started as utilitarian bottles, jars, or plates. It can be hard to tell what that vaguely heart-shaped piece you just picked up used to be part of, because unlike whatever it came from, it's now fragmented, abstract, and misshapen. Thankfully, just like the glassware thrown in the waves all those years ago, beach glass does come in distinct colors. We may not be able to tell a piece's past from its shape alone, but with color, deciphering that origin story becomes easier. But color isn't just a tool to understand the past. For many beachcombers, color is everything. It's what drives us to keep adding to our collections. It determines which pieces we use in our jewelry, artwork, and crafts. As beachcombers, we each have our own unique color taste. We may covet the many shades of green, the richness of blue, or the beauty and, of course, rarity of red. The beach glass colors found around the world form a vast spectrum, and in that spectrum, there's a perfect color for everyone. You probably won't be able to just head to your local beach and find every color of the rainbow waiting in the sand. Like flora and fauna, certain colors of sea glass only appear in certain parts of the world. Whether on a lakeshore, riverside, or a hidden ocean cove, each beach hosts a collection of specific colors. So at some point in their journey, every beachcomber asks the same questions. Why are some colors more common than others? Why do I find this color on my beach, but never that color? Often, the easiest way to understand the range of colors on any shore is by learning local manufacturing and commercial history. Visit a beach near a medicine bottle manufacturer, and you might find an abundance of blue glass. Near a seaside amusement park, you might find common beverage bottle colors. Beachcomb near an art glass studio, such as the one in Davenport, California, and you might pick up multicolored pieces. Visit a spot where there was a landfill nearby, and you'll probably find a bunch of different colors. Sometimes, finding a certain color of beach glass even inspires inquisitive beachcombers to do research of their own, and they may end up uncovering local stories and histories that contributed to the appearance of that glass. Understanding the origins of color helps us understand why the glass that we never seem to find at our beach may blanket the sands of distant shores, and also why the ones that we come across daily may be coveted by collectors elsewhere. Finding the origins of sea glass is not always easy, as pieces may be from one-of-a-kind hand-blown glassware, art glass, or industrial waste. However, it's still fascinating to explore the colorful origins of these treasures. Brown glass comes in a range of shades, from golden amber to dark chocolate. Common and widespread, but still beautiful, brown glass comes mostly from bottles of beer, root beer, medicine, spirits, bitters, and cleaning products like Clorox and Lysol. If you find a piece that appears almost black, shine a light through it and you may discover it's actually the deep brown of what's known as pirate glass. These thick, dark, sturdy pieces were sometimes made with the addition of iron, which was then used to strengthen the glass to protect the contents, maybe even pirate's rum, from sunlight. In contrast to the sturdy, sometimes centuries-old brown glass, Pink glass often originates from the decorative plates, glasses, and housewares that were mass-produced during the Great Depression. Many colors of Depression glass were made during the early 20th century, but because pink is otherwise so hard to find, some consider it to be the most prized color of Depression glass. Some pink glass was originally clear, but after years in the sunlight, the selenium used by glass makers to clarify glass turned the clear glass a peach color. Spotting a piece of red glass is a highlight of any trip to the shore. Difficult to find but impossible to miss in the sand, red glass traces back to decorative pieces like platters, vases, and perfume bottles. Early glassmakers used gold chloride to create the vibrant red of stained glass windows, and later, copper and selenium were used to create red beer bottles, tableware, car brake lights, boat lanterns, and train signal lights. Red sea glass is rare and beloved by beachcombers everywhere, so keep your eyes peeled. Orange glass was never made in large quantities, so it's considered by some collectors to be the rarest color and the holy grail of sea glass hunting. With many of the same decorative origins as pink and red, these fiery pieces can be traced back to vases, plates, and sculptures. This color was once used for reflectors and signal lights on cars, and some pieces even date back to the carnival glass made in the early 1900s. If its rarity isn't enough to tempt you, there's also a substantial amount of orange glass that glows vibrantly and intensely under blacklight. Yellow glass was mostly used in art glass, stained glass, and fine tableware, but also for signal lights on cars, boats, and trains. A good amount of pastel yellow sea glass actually started out clear. After years of sunlight exposure, the selenium or arsenic used during manufacturing turned the clear glass a pale yellow. Many pieces of yellow lean more toward what sea glass hunters call amber. It's no surprise that finding a true sunny yellow piece of glass is a dream for many beachcombers. Vaseline glass, or canary glass, is a yellow-green glass produced mainly for tableware and household items from around 1840 up until World War II. Commonly referred to today as UV glass, these pieces actually contain uranium as a primary ingredient, but no need to worry. The radioactivity is too low today to have any effect. Instead, the traces of the chemical give the glass a bright green color in natural light, and more amazingly, a vivid neon glow under blacklight. There would likely be more UV glass on the shore today, but during World War II, glass manufacturers were forced to stop making it because the uranium was needed for weapons. Fun to find and even more delightful to look at under UV light, there are groups of people who absolutely adore this radioactive glass. Lime green glass is on the younger side of the spectrum, originating almost entirely from the 20th century. Sodas created from the 1920s through the 1970s were bottled in this bright yellow-green glass. Several beers also came in lime green bottles. However, unlike brown glass, lime green glass doesn't protect well against sunlight, so it was used less often. From the 1800s until the 1950s, some medicinal products came in lime green glass, and it was also used in art glass and Depression glassware. A staple of every beachcomber's collection, green glass washes ashore in many places and in many shades. Since untreated glass naturally has a green tint from iron in the sand used to make it, even when not intentionally colored, glass naturally often ends up green. Soft and soothing seafoam glass is well beloved by beachcombers, and it wouldn't be a stretch to call it the unofficial color of sea glass. Seafoam is often the natural hue that results from iron found in the sand used to make glass. While many bottles sport this light aquamarine from natural causes, Coca-Cola bottles, canning jars, and ink bottles were intentionally made in this beautiful shade. Any bottles that weren't deliberately clarified during manufacturing will likely wash ashore as seafoam glass. Distinctly bluer than seafoam, but lighter than teal, aqua glass originates from tableware, art glass, stained glass, and seltzer bottles. It also comes from the electrical insulators used on early 20th century telephone and telegraph poles. Some lighter shades of aqua sea glass come from canning jars, ink bottles, and medicine bottles. A hefty amount washes ashore in Japan, and the color can be found in sake bottles and widely treasured fishing floats. Blue glass was often used for poison and medicines like milk of magnesia, bromoseltzer, and Vicks VapoRub. The strong blue in the glass was specifically created to warn people that the bottle's contents should be handled with care. Ink bottles, perfume bottles, flasks, decorative items, and beer bottles have also been made in a vast spectrum of blue glass. A particularly rare usage for this bottle was in glass light bulb insulator bases made along the shores of Lake Erie. Popular and cherished, many pieces of lovely purple glass actually began as clear glass. Made in the 1800s and 1900s, when glassmakers used manganese to remove the green tint from glass, these clear pieces turned lavender and amethyst after soaking up the sun. As a result, there's a seemingly endless supply of purple sea glass in places that get a lot of sun. Most of the glass that was intentionally colored purple is sometimes so dark that it appears black. Some of the sources of this amethyst or dark lavender sea glass are art glass, decorative glassware, flasks, decanters, and bitters. Clear glass is used in bottles, jars, glasses, plates, windows, and industrial glass of all shapes and sizes. Years of exposure to the sun and air can turn clear glass a light pastel color, ranging from yellow to blue to purple to pink. Abundant but still precious, no two pieces of clear sea glass are the same. Subtle and rare. Gray glass comes primarily from leaded glass tableware, cut glass, and decorative glass that was once clear. The lead oxide used in the clear glass to make it appear more brilliant turned the glass gray after years in the sunlight. Old batteries in the 1880s used thick gray glass to contain the chemicals. When beachcombers find gray sea glass, it is sometimes TV glass, pieces from old television screens, or glass tiles that were thrown away and ended up on a beach. Striking and mysterious, black glass is often actually dark green, brown, red, or blue. And it was used in bottles designed specifically to protect contents from sun. The glass is so dark that it appears black, but holding a piece of black sea glass up to a very bright light will often reveal its secret color. Black glass can also be from dark purple bulb insulators or glassware that was intentionally colored black. Each beautiful shade of sea glass has a unique origin story that starts when it was made and ends when it is found on the beach. The next time you pick up a piece of glass on the beach, take a moment to think about the journey that it took to find you. Hopefully, you're inspired to get back out and journey into the vast sea of colors. Happy hunting!